Okay. Action.
Jill wouldn't know that word. Just kidding. This is something that we realized at our international premiere in Locarno that is not a saying everywhere. But yeah, in America we say the grass is always greener, which means like it always looks like at your neighbor's house things are better.
Yeah.
But I've learned in French you have a similar saying. I will butcher this, but le herbe est plus vert, something longer.
So the characters in our movie all are seeking what other people have. In particular, my character Lisa is seeking what Jill has and wants. She thinks if she can get it, she'll have the perfect life.
It's hard to explain. It's suburbia.
Yeah.
Just normal, straight up American suburbia. I don't know if you've been. It must be familiar.
It's exactly like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we wanted people to watch the movie and be like, feels familiar, but then it's something else.
Yes.
But we wanted there to be some nostalgia and elements of like the time period we grew up in of the 90s.
I believe Shakespeare said drama is holding the mirror up to nature. And we like to say we hold the funny mirror up to nature. So it's looking at suburbia through a warped glass, so to speak. The braces are something that were part of the greener grass story since the very beginning. And obviously the characters in the short film had them. And what we were so excited about with braces is we thought it was such a perfect metaphor for the mess you're willing to deal with the hopes of future perfection. Like braces are painful and they just ruin your face. They're like such a mess of metal, but in hopes of having perfect teeth in the future. So we love the way they, constrain our characters and just a representation of that.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's to show, like, you're always working on yourself. And we joke that in LA, it's very common for everyone to wear workout clothes everywhere you
and talk about
talk about working out. And it's just this idea that like, well, how I am is it's just temporary. I'm gonna be a lot more fit. I'm working on it, don't worry.
That was like what we were talking about like back during the short with the braces, and then of course it evolved into this larger thing. But yeah, we
both do everything, not at the same time, but
everything that a director and an actor would do. Producer. We don't shoot with a camera.
We both are like actively involved in the discussions with the department heads and talking about art and if there's a scene where, for example, Jocelyn is performing and I'm behind monitor, we rely on playback. So
we know we like to talk to other writing, directing teams because we're like, how do you do it? Like, how does it work? And it seems like a lot of other people split things up, and especially with writing, it's like you break a story together and make an outline, and then people write separately, but we literally write like this. Like one of us is typing and we're both looking. So we used to joke that we would be like, no, think of us like we're one, like a two-headed monster, and then we were like, no, that's not right. Like that's a different thing. Like so we're like a two-bootied. No. We haven't thought of the right thing to say.
Some combination of heads and bodies. That's a positive.
Our DOP was Lowell Mayer, and he's just excellent to work at, a master of his craft. And we had such a great time coming up with what the look of the film would be with him. One of the things we really drew from was photography for the look. We loved this idea of having this suburbia that just looked a little artificial. So we referenced Gregory Crutzen, for example, a photographer who the lighting is very practical and kind of staged a bit.
And we wanted, or we worked in terms of like lenses to have the beginning of the film, everything is a little soft and a little blown out. And as the film progresses, it gets a bit sharper and more realistic.
Yeah, and just such a big part of the look is obviously the production design, which was done by Lee Poindexter. And Lee and the DP Lowell really worked in tandem in an amazing way. She just created the most beautiful candy-colored world with our wardrobe too, Lauren Oppold. So all of our designers really helped to create that look. And we were laughing, I don't know why, because no one uses that name except for us. We are Gulp Splash, that's true. Okay.
So Jocelyn and I were put on a sketch team together at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in New York back in 2014. And is that right? 2011.
No, 2011.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Yeah, I need more coffee. Back in 2011. And we performed live comedy together. My voice, I'm going through puberty. For probably 4 or 5 years. And then Jocelyn moved to LA, and I've followed about a year after. And we were sort of the only 2 people from that team who were out in LA, and we started hanging out a lot, and we just decided we wanted to make something together. And we always had kind of similar senses of humor, and we're excited to explore similar themes in our work. And then it just it made sense. And so that's when we made the Greener Grass short in 2015.
And we've done several things since then, but this is our most successful, so we'll just keep returning to it. We love John Waters, Buñuel. We love Lynch. We have to admit, when we made the short film, we were watching Lynch at the time. One reference that came up a lot as we were making it was like Edward Scissorhands, kind of Stepford Wives. I'm trying to think of what else. We love Ruben Östlund, The Square, for example, and especially directors that really create a unique world. We're writing another feature. We could be working harder on it, but we have to see Paris.
Yes. We have to eat all the croissants.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we're very excited for the next one.